Good morning and welcome all to this special congregational meeting of OCUUC. My name is Deborah Quam. I'm president of the Board of the Trustees for OUCCC. This is a big day for all of us. Next slide, please. So our agenda for today will be a call to order, a determination of a quorum, which is 20% of eligible members, and our wonderful recorder, Linda Sperry, and our church administrator, Sarah Jones, are working together to look at who's on camera here and determine our quorum. They have to compare the people attending to the list of membership that they have. So they'll be doing that and they'll give us a report on how many people are here to make sure we have a quorum. We have 136 members, so 28 people would be a quorum. Next, we'll have our chalice lighting and reflection. We'll have guidelines for discussion and voting. And then we'll take the vote on approval of the motion, which requires 2/3 of members present and voting affirmative. There will be a call for discussion before we take the vote, of course, and after the motion is made and seconded. And then finally, we will adjourn. So that's our agenda for today. All right, let me go say our chalice lighting, light our chalice. There we go. As we light this chalice, may it serve to give us clarity of purpose and illuminate our way as we set about doing the work of this congregation in commitment, in cooperation, and in love. Next slide, please. Okay, we need to just have a little refresher on voting guidelines. And of course, things are different to a certain degree because we can't meet in person. We're doing this on Zoom, which is the first time we've done this sort of a thing where we've actually taken votes. Although I guess we did vote on elected officials last spring or last June, but this is a little different in that it's a learning experience for all of us, but we can do it. Okay, voting is going to be by show of physical hands, and as I mentioned, will be counted as they're just setting our quorum. There also will be counting our votes, and that will be done by our board recorder. That is her official responsibility as recorder, Linda Sperry, and Sarah Jones, our church administrator, will be assisting. Cameras must be turned on so they can see you. We're going to do this voting by a show of physical hands. And the reason for that is because if we try to use a reaction vote, then down at the bottom, there's a little reaction button where you can raise your hand. Well, if there's 2 people on one screen, that will only count as 1 vote. So this is why we're saying it's very much preferred that you turn your cameras on when we come to voting and raise your hands. If you have no camera, the instructions are there as to what to do. You can contact Sarah Jones, identify yourself with your full name and your aye or nay vote. The reason we need your name is to make sure we have members voting, because as we've said before, only members may vote. There's 3 ways to contact Sarah. In the chat, you can use the direct message to Sarah Jones, which is our preferred method. In the text, you would text to her phone number there, or you can email her at her admin@ocuuc.org email address. Next slide, please. When we have discussion, 1 person will talk at a time. All others will be muted. And in order to talk, use your Zoom raise hand feature in the reactions at the bottom of the Zoom window, and that is preferred. Okay. Use the raise hand not the clap or something else, because those will not stay up. Only the raised hand will stay up for the length of time we'll need it to until you're called on. If you cannot raise your hand on the reactions button, then please raise your real hand. And again, you must have your camera on for this because that's the only way we can see you. Please keep it raised until you're recognized. And if those two methods fail, chat with Craig Sperry if you're unable to use those options. And as I mentioned before, don't use other buttons in the reactions tab. They don't persist. I just got a message from Sarah in the chat that we have a quorum, so that's good. Okay, next slide, please. So we're gathering here today in love, cooperation, and community to vote on the following motion. We, the congregation of the Orange Coast Unitarian Universal Church, move to approve construction of a new sanctuary with a cost not to exceed $1,800,000, to authorize the board to enter into a long-term mortgage in an amount not to exceed $650,000, and to authorize the board to arrange short-term financing as necessary in an amount not to exceed $150,000. Next slide, please. Is there a second to the motion? We have a number of seconds. I think perhaps Ulysse might have been first. Ulysse might have been first on that. Way to go, Ulysse, you did it. You got in there first with your second. Thank you. Okay. All right. I just wanted to mention before we move on to discussion and calling for the board or for the vote that the board took this up at their last board meeting, and this is a board recommendation on this vote. The board, with confidence in the capacity and leadership of OCUUC, endorses the proposed motion for the financing and construction of a new sanctuary for the enjoyment of the current membership and future generations, and recommends the congregation approve this motion. This motion was adopted unanimously by the Board of Trustees of OCUUC. Next slide. Is there discussion prior to taking the vote? In these discussion guidelines, we want to go over those again. I know we talked about them up front, but it's been a minute. One person will talk at a time. All others will be muted. In order to talk, use your Zoom raise hand feature in the reactions at the bottom of the Zoom window. That's our preferred method. If you cannot do that, then raise your actual hand. You must have your camera on for this. Please keep it raised until you're recognized. And if all else fails, chat with Craig Sperry if you're unable to use the other options. Okay. Is there discussion on the motion?
Mark has a question.
Okay, Mark, please go ahead. Mark Renshaw?
No, Mark, MARC.
Oh, MARC. Mark, okay, please go ahead.
Okay, are we going to get any new furniture, or are we going to use the furniture we have?
We will consider that as we go along. We have just purchased those new chairs a couple of years ago, and we won't have enough to fill 250 seats of those chairs, but we will have, I think we ordered, gosh, 160 chairs, maybe 180.
Okay.
So we will, as the budget permits, we'll deal with additional chairs. And that would be the main furnishings in addition to the audio visual materials we will need.
And then they are gonna also upgrade the audio visual,
Yes, that is included, Mark. Yep.
because I know that technology is moving really fast.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's a big part of our plan. Further questions, discussion? Again, you can raise your Zoom hand in the reactions. You can raise your actual hand. Okay. Seeing no one raising their hands for further discussion.
And Deborah,
Yes,
it's Craig. There have been
Yeah.
no chat messages to me, so.
no chat messages. Okay,
No.
thank you, Craig. We have our whole team on this. Tom's scanning the physical hands and Craig's watching the chat room. And so we want to make sure everybody, if they want to speak, has the opportunity.
Sarah Hunter. Saw her hand.
Sarah Hunter,
Saw her hand go up.
would you like to say anything, Sarah Hunter?
I would.
Okay.
Your sister Sue Quam has her hand up.
Really? Okay.
Didn't you, Sue? I thought you did. Now she's gone.
I thought we were, I'm so sorry. I thought we were voting. So I was sitting here with my hand up for a long time.
No. That's after discussion.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. All right, last call on discussion. Craig, anything there? Tom?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing further. on the
nothing
chat.
further. All right, thank you. All right, next slide, please. This is a reminder of what we're voting on. This is our proposed new sanctuary, which I do say, if I do say so myself, looks quite beautiful. Okay, I will now call for the vote. Please keep your hands up until the vote is confirmed. Yep, Denny. And wait. We're going to do a show of physical hands here. Okay. So, and then we'll take first we'll take a vote on those in favor, and then we'll go to those opposed. So all in favor of the motion to move forward with the funding and the building of the sanctuary, please raise your hands. And we have Linda and Sarah are counting these votes. Okay, we have a count of ayes. Okay. Now we need to, in our democratic process, we will then go on to the next vote, which is all opposed to the motion. Please raise your physical hand. And if you have in your reaction screen, if your hands have your raised hand up, please take it down now. Because if you voted aye, then you'd want to take down your raised hand for this vote. Okay, so if you do not wish to vote nay, then please take down your raised hand reaction. Okay. Okay.
And- Deborah, I can report that there's no chat conversations on the nay vote.
Okay. All right. All opposed, please raise your hand and hold them there until Sarah and Linda may count them.
I think we're ready.
We're ready? Okay. All right. Could you please recite the votes of the ayes and the nays, please?
We had 72 yays and 1 nay.
Okay. All right. Thank you all. Next slide, please. well, wait a minute, we've got a, didn't we have a,
So we just voted, right?
we just voted and we approved this. So there's our fireworks slide.
Yay.
We had, just in case, we had a positive vote. Hooray! Congratulations to all of you. Yay, 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 yay. Fabulous. Okay. What a triumph. Okay. So I would wish, on behalf of all of us, I wanted to give some thanks and gratitude. So many people have given so generously of their time, talent, and treasure over the last 3 years to bring the new sanctuary project where it is today. A very special thanks goes to all our generous donors. They truly made it happen. Special thanks to Linda Sperry for her expertise and leadership of first the Sanctuary Design Committee and then the Sanctuary Pledge Drive Committee. We would not be where we are today without Linda. Special thanks also to the Property Use Group co-chairs, Nancy and Tom Lockery, the Board of Trustees, Reverend Sean Wiltshire, and immediate past President Don Martin for getting the ball rolling on our goal of a new sanctuary. So, thanks and gratitude to all.
I'm excited.
Okay,
Right.
yes,
Love
so
Every
as
last
we,
one of you.
I'm sorry, Sean, what'd you say?
I love you all, every last one of you.
Oh, thank you. So as we adjourn to enjoy the rest of our beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, please know that you'll have a commitment from the board and the Proctor Use Group for regular updates on our progress. So I will now extinguish our chalice. And thank you again to everyone who's worked so hard to bring us where we are today on our goal of our beautiful new sanctuary. Enjoy the rest of your day.